All right, guys. If any of you know me, you know I'm a huge Batman fan. And particularly the Christopher Nolan series of Batmans. I think they're absolutely fantastic. And I wanted to talk about a moment that is not only badass in the movie The Dark Knight Rises, but it's such a powerful metaphor for personal transformation. So, if you guys remember that scene in The Dark Knight where Bruce Wayne, he's in the pit, right? He's broken, he's failed, and he has to start climbing up this like pit, the side of the pit, and everybody below, remember, they're all chanting, and he tries to make the jump, right? This is the jump, the leap that he has to make in order to get out of the pit. And what he does is he makes the jump, but he makes the jump with a rope tied around his waist. And every time he uses that rope, he falls. And guys, I talk about this all the time. When I say you're stuck in the pit of hell, you're stuck in the pit of pain, I mean it. This is exactly what I talk about. Because you might be stuck in the pit because of your body. You might be stuck in the pit because you and your wife are going through a rough time. You might be stuck in a pit because, your job sucks. But the reason you're stuck isn't because you have failed. And as men, so many of you are placing guilt and shame because you believe that the reason you stuck is because you failed at X, and you insert X for yourself, gentlemen. But I'd have you consider that you're stuck in this pit of pain because you're still trying to climb up out of that pit and take the leap with the fucking rope still attached. Boom. So eventually Bruce Wayne in the scene, I'll see if I can cut it into the video somehow, but eventually he realizes something. He realizes that the rope, the very thing that's supposed to save him when he falls, or if he falls, the very thing that's giving him more comfort in that situation, the thing that is supposed to save him is also what's keeping him from rising. It's what's keeping him from escaping the prison, the pit, the pain that he's in. I love this scene in this movie. Because for you guys, that rope, that's your comfort zone. Those are your stories. Those are your bad habits. Those are your excuses. Those are your backup plans. That's your victimhood mentality. That is you not committing to whatever it is that you're trying to get out of that pit for. That's you trying instead of deciding, I'm going to do this. I have conversations mostly on social media all the time. Guys come to me and they say, Paul, I want to get out of the pit. I want to get out of debt. I want to fix my failing marriage. I want to fix my dad bod. I want to quit my job and start a side hustle. I don't want to feel depressed. I don't want to yell. I don't want to have this anger. I don't like what I see in the mirror every morning when I get up. But you've still got the damn rope tied around your waist, brother. You want to dip your toe in the water to see if this is going to work. I don't let guys that want to see if this is going to work, or hey, I'm going to try this out, or hey, do you have a guarantee? Those guys do not come in my group. If somebody asks me, Paul, can I try this out? You're done. Because you've already failed. You've already said, I want a backup. I want an escape plan. I'm not willing to bet the farm on me, on yourself. Why? Because you know you're hiding behind those excuses and those stories and those habits. And then because you want to play it safe, you want the excuse of going, yeah, man, I tried that. It didn't work out. It just didn't work out. No, motherfucker, you didn't do the work. You came in there with a backup plan. You walked into that thing that you're trying to do wrapped in fucking bubble wrap just in case you fell and you got told by a coach or a program to get out of your comfort zone. Bruce Wayne, Batman, had to leap without the rope. Why? Because only when death is real does life actually matter. When you know you might fall, when you know you might fail, and you're going to give everything you have to take that leap, that's where courage is born. That's where comfort goes to die. That's where you start to see a little light at the end of the tunnel that, hey, these excuses and these stories I'm holding on to are what is holding me back. I'm not willing to risk it because I'm not willing to bet on myself. This is where courage is born. This is where dominating your life as a man is born. It's not going to be born in safety. It's not going to be born in the bubble wrap that you wrap this stuff around with. It's born in risk, not in guarantees. That is where freedom lives. Faith is where freedom lives. And this is the cool part. So not only does Batman, Bruce Wayne, take this leap of faith, okay, we can bring God into this whole conversation. He realizes that he will never escape this hell that he is in until he removes his comfort, until he removes the safety. And then he knows, despite his fear, despite the chance of him slipping and falling or not making this leap, that he could plummet to his death. He takes the leap of faith. And if you guys remember, he jumps with his eyes closed. So he had to leap without the rope. He took the leap of faith. And I love this part of the movie. I think it's a fantastic metaphor for life as a man. And to wrap this up, to bring this through to you guys, here's my question for you. What rope in your life right now do you need to cut? What safety net do you need to take down in your life? What toxic relationship do you keep going back to? What job do you hate that you stay at because it's secure and I have, good benefits and it's good pay and I get 2 weeks vacation? What story do you believe 100 times a day that you need to rewrite? Oh, I'm not good enough. When it rains, it pours. Until you cut your safety net, you are never leaving the pit, gentlemen. No matter how many times you jump, no matter how many times or attempts you make to do the thing, to get out of the pit, no matter how many times or how much money you spend, or this coach or this program or this book or this podcast or this hack or this diet pill, you're like a blind mouse just trying to escape, just hitting your head in the wall. Maybe it'll work this time. Maybe it'll this work time. I'm not lucky. Until you cut the rope and remove it from your waist, you're never leaving the pit. You will continue to fail safely. You will softly fall down. You'll continue to live small. And here's what it costs. There is a cost so great that if you decide not to do this, if you decide to be average, to stay mediocre, to live in scarcity, to be an average dad and a dad bod and have an average marriage and an average income, the good enough life, you are going to deny God's calling for your life and your purpose and your soul's purpose. And that, my friend, I can tell you, you can try and ignore it all you want, but eventually your soul's going to cry out so fucking loud that you're not going to know what to do. Because God, your soul, your wife, your kids, even you know that there's more and you're living small. So I hope that helps break down something that a film that I love to watch. And it's not just because it's entertaining. It's because it's a great metaphor. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you're done playing small and you want to join a brotherhood of men who leap without the rope, where this group of men doesn't do comfort, this group of men, show up in courage and in power and with clarity, and we don't just hope for success, we build it. DM me the word dominate, and I will help you cut your rope, and I will help you climb out of that pit for good. Until then, guys, dominate daily.